Hello and welcome to this month's vlog update for, of course, February 2023. The past month has been going great. I've made so much progress on the recovery and I'm up and about again, as you can see, taking things easy but also making sure that I do continue to progress and recover my strength and mobility following December's urgent spinal surgery, which that was certainly certainly an interesting experience, but I'm now seeing a physio and I've been doing these exercises that will, help ensure that I am recovering and soon fully recovered and have even better, hopefully, functionality and movement into the long term. So very exciting. And it has been very interesting spending basically more than 2 months now essentially bedbound and in a lot of kind of excruciating pain for a fairly continuous while there, especially before the surgery. And it's, of course, as it would, given me a lot of time to think about things and my approaches to things. And I've also been able to work on my music, which is a silver lining of it all, I suppose. I've made some really good progress with a number of different songs. And I've managed to reschedule the November studio session that I, of course, had to cancel. That is now happening in March. And so I will be hitting the studio with Joel to record at least 2 songs, possibly 3 if we've got time. And excitingly, Joel is also bringing along a friend of his who is interested in doing more work in the sort of electronic space. So that's very exciting. I'll get to meet someone through Joel who's interested in the kinds of sounds that I'm interested in growing in as well. And Em, of course, will also be coming along to coach me through the vocals and, give me those helpful reminders about what register to use where and how to engage and all of that. So very exciting to get back into it. I will be recording the vocals for Present Dreams, which is an EDM collab track with Ben that I've been working on for a number of months. And I'll also be recording the vocals for Midday Blue, which is a kind of electroacoustic song of my very own that I've kind of had on the back burner since kind of mid-2021. So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. It's evolved a lot in that time. And I've added a few new elements to the arrangements, including usage of a frame drum that I made for myself. It's a sort of wood and deer hide frame drum that I made myself a number of years ago. So I love the idea of getting to use that in a track. That's pretty exciting. And also, I've been speaking with a friend of mine in ASC about potentially him playing the acoustic guitar part that I wrote for it and maybe exploring other options for fleshing that part out a bit as well. He sent me an idea that he's had, which I think would sound really cool, especially in the verses. So I'm going to see if he would be up for sort of going a session musician route with that and playing the bit that I've written, plus, incorporating his idea that he had for at least the verse bit, which I think would be really cool, but we'll see how we go. And I'm really excited about that track because I think it's going to be a nice change, sort of new exploratory route from the EDM stuff that I've been doing with Ben. And it'll be really cool to have something a bit more out there in the online space that I've created. And I'm just loving this opportunity that music is giving me to create and incorporate the kind of inner and outer world a bit more, because until I started trying to explore music, although I've dabbled in various art forms in the past, this has kind of been the first chance that I've really given myself to focus and really contemplate and explore depths around integrating the inner world and the outer world. And as I mentioned in my previous vlog, I've always had a fascination with philosophy and spirituality, and until now I haven't really worked at the different ways in which those ideas and outlooks and sensations and perspectives can be integrated into my work in the world. So I've kind of kept my reality world, ironic that it's called that, right? My sort of education and professional life and income stream have always been very separate from these sort of hobbies and interests that I've had, i.e. spirituality, art, philosophy. However, with music, this is the first time I've really tried to channel the inner spiritual, philosophical, what I perceive, the sensations, all of that into a medium, music, that people connect to, that exists in the world outside of me, and that people derive their own meanings from, as well as apply their own meanings to. I think that's a really fascinating thing that I've really been able to sink my teeth into over the last couple of years while I've explored it. And I want to do more of this. And that's one of the realizations that I've come to during this, time that I've had to soul search, being stuck in bed for about, 2+ months now. I am, ready to do more of that in my life and do less of the computer facing desk job type stuff that has really taken up, honestly, too much of my life and time and energy over the past couple of decades of my professional career, and more if we include, my time spent in school. So a career change. That is what I've decided. Really, at the end of the day, I am not interested in spending more of my life behind desks at computers, and my specialists have, pretty much unanimously said as well that that's the main reason that I've had, this spinal issue, is because I have been spending too much of my time, too much of my day, too much of my life in front of a computer at a desk, and it's just an unnatural way for a human to live. And I have decided that I'm going to reduce that as much as I can over time. And I'm hopefully, soon going to be done being a professional desk monkey. I've decided that's my goal for 2023, is to find ways that I can live life better, with greater well-being physically and mentally and spiritually. And I'll be exploring ideas. If anyone's got any suggestions for making that transition, I would certainly love to hear about them, because there's so much that we can do in the world. And I think a lot of the time we trick ourselves into thinking, oh, it has to be this way. A desk job pays so much better than, working with your hands or working in a trade or a craft. No, it doesn't have to. I've been lucky that I've been in a position to earn a lot more in the sort of desk job, computer-based job world. But it's always been my choice. And if I choose a different path, which I am now, it will work. I know that. And I just got to keep reminding myself of it as I explore the different options and find out what else is in store. So I will touch base again next month. That was, I guess, my big epiphany of the past few weeks since my last blog update, and I will update you all on how that progresses in about a month's time. I'll see you then.